What's poppin', players? Welcome back to the Two Penny Gamescast. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hello to the people, Connor.
Hello.
Hello. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, you can get this show every week to youtube.com/2pennygamescast, where me and Connor sit down and talk to you every Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, about all the new news you need to know in the video game industry. Every week, we come to you with two topics, 2 pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. However, it's announcement season. It's showcase season. Directs, conferences, all these fun things of what used to be E3 and is now just the wild, wild west of everything. Last week, we talked to you about the state of play and a couple other things that got announced, Sonic Frontier, or not announced, shown off, Sonic Frontiers, Pokemon, stuff like that. This week, we're going to be focused on the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase and Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest there at the end, because Connor, you and I just got done reacting to the Xbox Games Showcase, which you can go see our full reactions to everything that got announced and shown off over at youtube.com/2pennygamescast right now. However, if just talking about video games, if just looking at video games isn't enough for you, you want to see some gamers have some real gaming moments, well, go hop on over to twitch.tv/2pennygames. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central. Hype! Have You Ever Played is a show where me and my good buddy Phil, we sit down and we show each other video games that the other has never played before. This week, he is finishing off some Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Please come watch that happen for the very first time. Connor, we don't have any time to waste, my friend. We got a lot of stuff to get through here. So, coming straight off the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase 2022. I'm going to kick this off real quick. I thought this was a great showcase. I thought they kept up the pace really, really nice. Nothing really dragged. As soon as I was like, we're seeing a bit too much of this. This has been going on too long. They said, okay, here's something you are interested in, though. There were some standout titles, notably Flintlock. And hold on, let me search for the title real quick of the other one that the stealth one. What was the stealth one that I was into with the smoke and the hiding in the shadows?
Oh, yeah. Ultimate.
It had a weird title.
It did.
Erebon, Shadow Legacy.
Erebon, that's what it was.
Those two were my big 2 standouts. But I thought there was a lot of other great stuff. I thought Grounded looked great. Minecraft Legends looked great. And then, of course, gameplay of Redfall and of Starfield. Redfall, I thought, is looking like some great arcane action mixed with just a Left 4 Dead style of video game. I'm curious as to how that's going to translate into an open world and if that's the best route for them to take instead of just a level by level basis like their Arcane is known for, but we'll see. And then Starfield I thought looked phenomenal. It was a great showing for Starfield. It captured my imagination in a way that so few video games do, and it instantly took me from, yeah, we'll see, to this is now my most anticipated game of next year. Easily, not even close. And I'm excited to play more. I'm itching to get my hands on the controller for that. But we'll get more into that later. But overall, I thought this was a really, really great showcase. It was long. I don't know if it needed to be this long, but a criticism that we've had on this show and we had leading into Xbox is that, okay, we've purchased all these studios, you've announced all these games, you've got a bunch of plates spinning, you got a lot in the oven. It is now time to show us why we're excited for all of these things. And yeah, they showed us why we're excited for all these things. And I'm excited to get into it and break it all down with you here today.
Yeah.
Connor, what did you think of the Xbox Bethesda Showcase?
Before you asked me, before we did the live stream, was it a live stream or was it a recording?
It was a recording.
Yeah. But before we did that, you asked me what I would consider a success for this conference. I would say it was overall a success because I had said that, we need to see gameplay of the things that we hadn't seen. Mm-hmm. We saw a lot of gameplay.
We saw a lot of gameplay.
As a matter of fact, I think the most credit I can give to this one is that it kept giving us games. It didn't waste a lot of time talking about, what next game they're hyping up.
Yeah.
It was kind of just, okay, this is the game. Sometimes they would go into a little bit in-depth explanation, like with the Forza games. Mm-hmm. But they would kind of go past that, and then they just get into the nitty-gritty of what are we releasing? What does it look like? What does gameplay look like? So they were successful on that front, which I was very appreciative of, because a lot of the times these events can kind of just drag on with things that no one cares about.
We saw that with Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. It's not a criticism of this one. And they always gave games that are pretty varied. There's a lot of people that can just watch this and come away with it with some kind of value out of it. Now, personally, I wasn't super wowed by any of the games that I saw. None of them looked really bad at all. I wasn't like, my God, that looks terrible. It looks horrible. But I would like with Starfield, for example. Great features from the sounds of it, but Bethesda's been out of the game for a little bit. They haven't been at the top of their form, so the implementation of the things they're promising, I'm still a little bit skeptical about. Redfall, once again as well, didn't really wow me. Nothing really here spoke to me personally, but I could safely say, I could safely say, though, that looking at it from an objective standpoint, it was a good showcase. I wasn't bored. I was always curious about what was happening next. Mm-hmm. The gameplay explanations were good, were detailed when they did them. Kind of a solid conference, all in all, even if I didn't get the most personal enjoyment or excitement out of it.
Very well.
Success.
So let's dive right into it. They start off exactly with how I wanted them to start off with, showing off some Redfall. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Arcane fan. Loved Dishonored. I didn't give Prey the time it deserved. Which this is the same dev team behind that. But I did very, very much enjoy Deathloop last year. Last year. And Arcane is just a studio that I will always have my eyes on. I think it looks pretty good. It being a co-op shooter makes me a little nervous. Arcane's first attempt at this. Clearly being played on a mouse and keyboard, this demo. And I think the shooting looks solid. It looks fun. I'm just hoping that, the cooperative nature of the game does really pull through, and this is a game that you do want to play together with friends to build out a team, and everybody play their roles and so forth. Heavy Left 4 Dead inspirations here, which I think is smart. It's just when they throw open world on it to where I go, okay, so are we losing that great level design that Arcane is known for? So far, it looks to be there. It looks like, we're going to be going through certain environments that will be more tailor-made and all that. And then, but how does the open world environments work, especially with the co-op nature of it? How, upgrades, things like that. Like, how is all that going to work? I know they showed a few trees and things later in the demo here. But, I thought the action looked solid. I think the shooting is pretty good, not like phenomenal, but like definitely looks better than, say, like kind of how Deathloop kind of felt. Like I think this is going to be better shooting than Deathloop here.
That's my biggest issue with the game, or biggest fear about the game, is the shooting just doesn't, to me, it just personally doesn't look like it's that satisfying. Neither do the enemy types really seem super exciting to fight as well. We do see some variations on them.
Yeah.
So, definitely not a
this is all early in, like,
yeah.
Redfall and Starfield both recently got delayed out of this year. I never believed Redfall was coming this year. So we'll have to see different character and class types. My thing is like, yeah. I don't think they differentiated enough between the four classes except for the girl with magic powers. Like, why would anybody want to do anything else?
Yeah.
But we'll see. And then
I like the locale. I really like the if it has a good potential for being striking open world map, because varied locations but have a consistency because you're on the same island.
Yeah,
it's not going to be different weather environments that you're going through, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and then some of these abilities, were definitely cool and stuff. It's just, in some ways the combat looks really easy, and then some ways it doesn't look like it's quite up to snuff. But overall, I think this was a good first showing of Redfall here.
Yeah, it was.
I'm interested to see more. It's just a matter of, like, will this bring the stuff, or will this be another attempt at a cooperative shooter like this that'll fall by the wayside? I'm thinking of things like Evolve, even though that was, asymmetrical team based and so forth. And I think this is going to be closer to a Left 4 Dead type thing. And I do really, really hope that it brings the stuff, unlike Back 4 Blood just kind of seemed to come and go. I'm really hoping that this is one that like keeps, we get together with a couple of friends or whatever, and it keeps our attention for more than just a single play session. Like we all itch to get back to it and explore this open world and work together to get through what we need to get through.
And it could have an interesting story as well. It seems like obviously we don't have any audio playing, but that bit beforehand with the door in that random location, there was hinting at mysteries that we can uncover. It might be fun to solve as a group.
And it's always
experience as a group.
It's just so hard to do storytelling in a cooperative shooter.
It is.
Like you got 4 voices talking over each other and cracking jokes and being stupid and stuff. So yeah, a bit of like wait and see, but you've got right now. I do intend to absolutely play this game. I mean, it's Arcane. Like I'm not gonna throw away Arcane. And then hold on, let me let's back up here and look at some of these trees and stuff. So okay, so we do have different weapons.
A lot of loot. I'm assuming.
We got a loadout, backpack, all this stuff. I don't see anything resembling. Okay, yeah, skills, currencies, map, mission, archives, all this stuff.
Tree.
Okay, so skill trees for your character creator or for your character here. I'm curious, is this like the Borderlands approach where you pick one and you're just committed to that one? Can there be more than one of that class in a team comp? I don't know. You've given me a lot of questions. You've answered a couple of questions, but you've given me a lot more. So yeah, it's just a matter of seeing more and seeing where we go from here.
You should have showed off gameplay, which is what you needed to do. That was
it was a solid first showing. So yeah, I'm into Redfall as a concept. We'll see if it kicks off. Next up, Hollow Knight Silk. I'm skipping too far ahead. Hollow Knight Silk Song looks great. Looks like more great Hollow Knight type. Great level design and combat and open world. Hollow Knight is a game I played the opening hour or two of, and I was like, this is great. And then I put it down and never picked it back up.
One of those experiences.
It's just going to live in my pile of shame of a backlog that I know I want to play. I know it's great, and this one is going to be the same. Connor, how are you feeling about Hollow Knight?
I'm surprised I never played the first game. It seems like it's one of those that's up my alley.
Yeah.
And this looks, I don't know how much different that is from the first game, since, like I said, I hadn't played it. But the style of it always looks great.
Yeah.
The combat's very flashy and difficult, because I've heard this game's very, very hard.
It's tough.
Especially some of the bosses.
Yeah.
Which, also, we see some of the bosses in here. They look good as well. And, gameplay is one of the big, focuses on Hollow Knight whenever I see it, because people are always jumping around. There's tons of things going on at the screen that you have to dodge, which just, showcases
You look at it and you know it feels right.
Yeah. So, now, I don't...
Still no release date for this, which is wild to me.
Which, I mean, if I'm not too upset about, because if I would want to play the first game again, I'll at least have time.
Now you got time.
Yeah. Because, to my knowledge, I think that's the character you're playing in this one is a character in that one. I don't know if that matters or not.
I believe that's true. Yeah, I don't know either. Worth saying, because I don't think we said it, these are all games that are supposedly launching within 12 months of today. So we'll see. But it's all just, how this industry works. Lots of delays, lots of stuff happening on. So next we got High on Life from the Rick and Morty game dev people over here, and it's got that Rick and Morty flair. Lots of colors, lots of wacky, kooky characters, lots of crazy little goopy designs and stuff. And I'm cool.
The gameplay wasn't very much to write home about. I did like the comedy. It was making me chuckle.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would enjoy myself going through the game, going through the world, because it, presumably have a lot more comedy moments and maybe some heartfelt moments, but the gameplay just doesn't really. I'm
feeling very Rage 2 over here. Like obviously more colorful, more like charismatic than that. I do like that point where the knife starts talking, you're stabbing dudes, and everyone's freaking out and stuff. Like it looks entertaining. But like it just does, from a mechanical standpoint, it doesn't look fun to me. But and I also feel like this style of humor and comedy and all this will get very grating to me very quickly. So yeah, this one's a pass for me, but cool for whoever wants it. doesn't look bad by any means, just not working for me. Moving on next is we had a lovely talk, but we're jumping Riot Games, partnering with Game Pass. You can unlock all types of heroes and agents for all of their games and a whole bunch of expansive stuff. It's just really just announcing that Riot Games are now on Game Pass and stuff, furthering Riot
Building that brand.
Yeah, building that brand. So all your champions unlocked for League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, which I don't know what that is. You get your founder set. All agents for Valorant. Select Little Legends unlocked for team fight tactics and stuff. Go wild for people who are fans of those games and still playing those games.
And now can do it on Game Pass.
Yep. Up next, A Plague's Tale Requiem. Plague's Tale Innocence is a game that I think sits on both of our piles of shame of a backlog that when it came out, we were like, oh, we should play this, and then we never played it.
Yeah.
This game looks dope. This game looks dope. Heavy, looks like Last of Us 2 and Dishonored type inspiration here. I think it looks beautiful. I think all of the emphasis on combat this time around is all looks great and dope. The stealth mechanics, yes, please inject it into my veins. I'm into this. This is going to be a day one for me right here. And it's almost enough to make me go back and play that first game again, or play that first game. I'm very much impressed with what was being shown here, and it's very quickly turned into a game that I'm absolutely looking forward to play.
So, do you think you'll have to play the first one then, before then? Because it does seem like it's very inspired by what happens in those games.
Yeah, it's very much continuing that story. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to dip into that and see what all the hype was about. Because the game was well received.
Yeah. Still was under the radar.
It just seemed a lot of, it seemed much more simple. Clearly the budget way higher than this time around, and I'm very excited to see it. Lots of changes in locales, lots of different environments and so forth. Again, these stealth mechanics and stuff look so good to me. The combat looks really, really fun. The running, it looks good to move throughout the environment, which is something that can't be said for every stealth game in the world.
Push them in the rats.
Yeah, man. This is speaking to me. And all those cutscenes look so good, and the first game being, so heavily revered for its story and stuff. I'm actually excited to jump in and get into this. How are you feeling about it?
I think I might jump into it. As far as the first game's concerned, I honestly might just watch the story online, because I don't really have a desire to spend hours playing the game when this new one's just on the horizon. Right. I got other things to play. But as far as this one is concerned, if I'm able to play it when it comes out, it's definitely going to be on my list. Because it looks great. The visuals of that game were always what took me by surprise when I first saw the first game. And this one looks even better. And I like the medieval style that it's got going on. It's obviously got some weird fantasy aspects to it with all the rats going around.
Yeah.
But we always see that wall of rats that we saw when we first got the trailer for this game.
Yeah. More rats.
More rats, yep. I hate rats. But, it's kind of just got a lot of details that just speak to something I would like.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a heavy emphasis on Forza Motorsport. Neither of us are racing guys, man. We're just not. We're not the car guys. We're not the racing sim people.
It looked good.
So these next two games, we just won't have much to say here. It does look beautiful. It looks gorgeous. This is the technical test of all technical tests. Impressive day-night cycles, impressive ray tracing, and all that. The collision and the different effects going on when you crash your car and so forth, how, the conditions of the track affect your car. All of that looked great and sounded great. And it was being shown, and I was like, this looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. So very exciting for people who care about Forza Motorsport. Unfortunately, we're just not those people.
No.
And then immediately after that was just another flight sim, or another sim game, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Celebrating its 40th anniversary, so adding on a ton of new stuff, new aircrafts, new environments, all that fun stuff, great stuff for it to do. Adding Halo's Pelican as a playable, as a playable, aircraft. Cool, exciting. Again, just speaking to the wrong crowd here, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not working for us. But though Forza Motorsport definitely got a heavier like showcase, and this just being an anniversary edition, like it was just let's drop a trailer, get in, get out real quick. I appreciated how brief this was, and we didn't sit there talking to devs for 5 minutes afterwards. Overwatch 2 got a showing, cool gameplay, cool little gameplay slash cinematic trailer mix and so forth. Showcasing, hey, remember these heroes. A lot of member berries in this trailer to me of like, hey man, if you haven't played Overwatch in a while, Overwatch 2 is coming. Remember Winston? Remember Tracer? Remember all these things? And now we got new characters. Maybe you haven't seen these new characters. Here they are.
We know it's going to be Overwatch.
It's Overwatch.
Yeah, they haven't tried to pretend that this is going to be a new, completely overhauled game. You can still, it's played very similar to the last one, just with new characters.
Strange little character trailer at the end, I think, giving us kind of a hint at what that single player content is going to look like. It was Overwatch.
Yeah.
Very well done trailer. Again, like entertaining and well edited. All the trailers were really, really entertaining to watch. From music selections to editing, and momentum and pace. Like, it was all done very, very well. So hats off to everyone for doing that. Next up, Aura History Untold. This is a turn-based strategy game from creators that revolutionized the genre. No release date, no gameplay, nothing like that. Looked very Civilization-esque just by this cinematic trailer. Cool. I'll wait to see more before I have a verdict on anything like that.
Strategy games are fun. So
I do like me some strategy games. Next, we got into a little bit of Bethesda stuff. Elder Scrolls Online High Isle and for Fallout 76 The Pit. All expansive stuff, all coming this year. Elder Scrolls Online High Isle coming June 21st. The Pit coming out later in September. If you're fans of, Bethesda games as service games, have at you.
Yep.
We are not. And, it looked cool. Looked like fun stuff. But just...
Fallout 76 getting more stuff. That surprised me. I didn't think
we hit the end of it, and I was like, you know what? I think Fallout 76 might be a game worth playing now. And then from there, Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. I feel like has happened before, but maybe I'm just crazy. But again, a really well edited trailer, a really really cool, high energy, interesting things happening and so forth. Forza Horizon being like the more like fun, like kind of casual, do anything driving game of the two Forza series. Looks fun.
Yeah.
On
the windy bits that go all up in the air.
And it's kind of like, people were criticizing the Sonic Frontiers to having like the rails just kind of floating in space and stuff. That shit's so cool to me. I love it when there's just tracks floating in space. And having Hot Wheels tracks floating in space like this, that was dope.
Yeah. Works for this one, definitely.
Absolutely. Arc 2 got a cinematic trailer. Cool.
More Arc
cinematic stuff. Arc, I don't think is a game that presents very well, so I think this was the right move. Vin Diesel, man, dinosaurs, man, cool, man.
He's the popular guy right now.
Yeah,
so.
Just survival sims just are not my cup of tea. But cool little trailer. Next up, Scorn, Connor. Scorn's been on your radar for a minute.
This is the most exciting one because I followed it for years now. Every now and then they'll drop some little gameplay bit, and every single time we see it, it's always updated with better graphics, better animations. But the spirit of what we are getting, weird flesh, Cronenberg type, weapons,
Doom,
technology,
but much grosser.
Yeah. I'm happy we got a release date, October 23rd. Was it? I guess we'll find out in a second.
October 21st.
21st. Okay. But, the fact that it's finally got a release date after so many years, I'm excited for.
Yeah.
I still don't even know if I'm going to like the game because, to be honest, the gameplay that I've seen in the past, the gunplay specifically, seems very slow and methodical, and it might not be the best at the end of the day.
Have you played the new Doom games?
No.
Oh, dude, you got to play the new Doom game.
Yeah.
You didn't play 2016?
I played 2016, yeah.
You played 2016?
No, I didn't play the new Doom game.
Oh, dude, Doom Eternal is fucking awesome. You got to play Doom Eternal.
This definitely doesn't seem as fast-paced as that. So I hope that I like the gameplay, but the setting itself has interested me for years. So I'm excited that we get more.
Next up is the first one that my ears perked up and actually went, oh, I want to play that right now. And that's Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. I said at the beginning this was the standout of the two. This was one of two standout games for me. Releasing early 2023, they say. Looks like fun action. Looks like, lots of inspirations from modern day Assassin's Creed, open world, RPG, third-person action, guns, melee. Everything feels weighty in the right ways. I like the little companion guy you have. It looks like traversals. Looks like a lot of fun. If a bit limited. But it looks entertaining and energizing and stuff. Some of those boss fights that they kind of hinted at looked really cool and really fun. Learning sort of their different animations and battle tactics and all of that, and then just running around in the open world and just kind of slaughtering dudes and then prepping for real fights. I assume is the direction they're going. But the action looks great. It looks fluid. It looks fun. It looks like the hits that hit hard. And mechanically, I think this is a game that's going to really, really satisfy me. On top of that, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's very otherworldly, which is what I always like when video games or any sort of media creates its own little world that has its own rules and looks different, acts different. And this is selling me on that. The world, and as you said before, the gameplay looks great and weighty. I like the melee combat I'm seeing. The flintlock rifle, pistol, whatever you want to call it. Seems like it'd be fun. Nice little ranged weapon to use while you're going through melee.
Look at all this movement. All this movement.
Yeah.
All this shit looks dope.
More than I would have expected. When it first, the first bits of this gameplay, when they showed it was grounded. You're on the ground just doing heavy attacks, combos. But then you start dashing in the air, which that was when I was like, okay, now it's going somewhere.
Yeah, you're on my radar, and you're one of my more anticipated games for next year if it hits next year. We'll see. Looks great. I want my little companion puppy weird fox thing that I teleport with. That looks great. Up next, game that I thought looked cool. You did not seem impressed with at all. Minecraft Legends. Little action strategy game with the Minecraft skins on it. It looked fun to me. I liked what I saw. It looked charming. Looked like a good time. Build up your bases, have a good time, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm into it.
Hey, at least it's good they're going to something different than just doing a Telltale game. As far as branching out goes.
There's also Minecraft Dungeons, and Minecraft's a big brand now.
Oh yeah, there's other things.
Yeah, they got a couple of things. There's something else that they've got that I just can't remember right now. But yeah, as soon as they cut to gameplay, my ears perked up way harder. Hold on, let me find it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, all this. Yeah, this is still
the bits of gameplay that they were showing.
But yeah, all the base building and sort of building up your forces and so forth and fighting the armies of darkness or so. Yeah, I'm into that. But yeah, I want to play that. So yeah, that's on my radar. I'm probably gonna play that game. Look at that. Oh, this looks fun. This looks cool. I'm gonna build a base.
Get your armies
build
together.
Up forces. I'm gonna get to have a little strategy, little action strategy game going on here. This looks fun. I'm into that.
Minecraft.
Especially because it's on Xbox Game Pass. Pretty much everything on Xbox Game Pass of what was being shown up in this showcase. Up next, Lightyear Frontier. It's like a fucking farming game, but in a mech.
Yeah, I would just play No Man's Sky. It seems like
some No Man's Sky. I guess we're but it seems more I'm reading through an IGN article and they say sort of like Stardew Valley, which kind of makes sense to me as well. Neat, cool, yeah. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but as far as substance, I don't know if this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like somebody is gonna like this game.
Yeah.
This definitely looks like somebody's jam. It just may not be mine.
Right.
So yeah. Hinting at some 4-player co-op stuff. I don't know, man. If it gets some spring 2023, if it gets some noise, if it makes some noise, I'll check it out. Game Pass, man. Game and see, this is the beauty of Game Pass. It's just you go, I don't know, maybe, but you'll find yourself bored on one afternoon and be like, all right, fine, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
This is the next up is the one game that I was like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah. The style is not.
Yeah, I wasn't into anything that I was being shown here. Gunfire Reborn, 4-player co-op action shooter game, shoot 'em up roguelite, releasing in October of this year. Yeah, it just doesn't look like the action is gonna hit the way it needs to hit.
No.
And the fun little cartoony stuff I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't, it's just not clicking for me. And I like the art style meshed with the action, with all the colors. Like, it's not gelling right. Getting a lot of Borderlands vibes, though, but, I'm cool. Connor, you feeling the same?
Yeah, next.
Sorry,
guys.
Last Case of Benedict Fox.
This one looked very good. This is one of the, actually, this is probably next to Scorn, one of the ones that was like, oh.
Is this it? This is it, right?
Yeah.
Have I gone too far? I haven't gone too far. No. Okay, this is right.
Yeah, I think it's going to the
so this is a side-scrolling, story-focused Metroidvania game. This article is saying Gothic art style. I almost thought it was The Darkness when it first started. I was like, is The Darkness coming back? What is happening here? But yeah, the action looked kind of fun.
Weighty, as you said it at the time.
Yeah, weighty, but in a good weighty. Like your hits look like they hit hard, and it looks like you get hit hard and stuff. So yeah, I'm interested in this. This looks like a solid time for me.
Yeah.
Metroidvania is always tough because I end up playing for a couple of hours, getting lost, and then giving up at some point. I did it with Ori. I did it with Axiom Verge. It's just kind of Metroid. What was the last Metroid game to come out?
Echo.
The last Metroid game, Dread.
Yeah.
But I've always really enjoyed Metroidvania games, and this one I just really like its design. I like its focus on narrative. That might push me through to get to the end of it. Last Case of Benedict Fox. You have my attention.
Yeah, you did his job.
I want to see what you have coming up next. As Dusk Falls. Story-based narrative, like choose your own adventure-esque game from Interior Night, coming out July 19th, Xbox Game Pass. I feel like if I was like 14, 15, I'd be really into this. But since then I'm just not super interested in games like this anymore. And also just the sort of the art style in which how things are moving on the screen turns me off. Like when we're just like the stills that are just cutting to different stills, like it doesn't work. But then you cut to other things that are animated for your action sequences and so forth. Like, I don't know, man, that writing really has to be on point. And they're like, maybe, but like, I don't know, man, like definitely not worth more than one playthrough for me. It's just this style that they've chosen to go to. I just really do not vibe with.
Yeah. As you said, narrative has to be on point. It has to be the thing that, makes you perk your eyes up, perk your eyebrows up. Because the visuals themselves, obviously there are certain people that would love it, but I don't really, it doesn't really do much for me. And especially when I'm playing a long, drawn out game, I think I get tired of it pretty quickly. Like, okay, now this just seems like it seems more cheap than anything else. Because I'm not a fan of the visuals itself.
How long do you think a game like this can even be? Like, I'm thinking like just a couple of hours.
You'd think.
You would hope.
Yeah.
Okay. And then coming up next, a game I'd never heard of before, but this popped up on your radar at some point, Naraka Blade Point?
Yeah, I know Jordan played it. I touched it for a second. I didn't even touch it for a second. No, I did. Yeah, I did at his place. I messed around with it, but it was,
action melee combat battle royale game, getting a campaign mode.
Yeah.
Releasing on Xbox and I think on Game Pass June 23rd. Let me see here. Yeah, play with Game Pass. Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass. Okay, cool. Yeah. Looked like cool style and stuff. I've never heard this game. I've never heard of this game before. So cool that I was able to hear about it now. Mm-hmm. Not enough to get me to try it though.
Just a cool looking thing.
Yeah. Another game from Obsidian. I don't understand how Obsidian keeps doing it, man. Mm-hmm. How do they keep going? Oh, you never got your Avowed gameplay, did you? Mm-hmm. Where the fuck is that game? Came
out once.
Anyways, Pentiment, sort of like this little adventure game, little narrative adventure game where you're running around medieval or not medieval, but
medieval.
Yeah, different
art.
Different things.
Medieval art inspired.
Like the art is cool. And the fact that they committed to it so hard is really, really cool. And it looks like the story and stuff could be interesting. But it just kind of hurts my eyes.
Does really?
Yeah, I just don't see myself enjoying it for more than 20 minutes at a time, and because I don't like the way it looks at all. Personally, that's a taste thing. I'm not saying it looks bad. I think it actually, like, artistically looks really, really good. But it's crazy that Obsidian can just pump out different games and stuff like this, man. What are they doing over there? They've got 4 different games going on right now with Outer Worlds 2, Grounded, which we're about to see, Pentiment, and Avowed, which who even knows if Avowed is even a real game anymore. But moving on, sticking with Obsidian, Grounded is getting a full release July 2020, leaving early access. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Leaving early access in September of 2022 this year. Looks great, man. Looks really, really fun.
Yeah, it does.
This was a really good showing for Grounded, especially because, like, now that, like, if you haven't been paying attention, this is a great, like, okay, this is what it looked like back then. This is what it looks like now. This is actually, like, this was enough to make me go, oh, yeah, in September, I'm going to go play Grounded, you know?
It's got value.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
It
gonna.
always seemed like a good game to me.
Yeah.
But it was in early access. I was like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was always like I'm gonna wait for the full release. And you know what? Full release. Hey, you've got me. I want in. So yeah, I'll be loading up that Game Pass. I'll be installing it on my PC, and I'm gonna be playing it with. Maybe I can get Phil or you or somebody in on it and have a swell little time with
Fight
it.
some ladybugs. What the hell that
I want to fight some ladybugs and some spiders and stuff. Yeah. Look at all this technology and weapons and. Like some base building stuff. This looks great.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. Next game, this is the second big standout for me, Erebin Shadow Legacy. Man, you get some cool stealth mechanics. You have a good, like, artistic style and, you know, some cool gimmicks. Yeah, man, you've got my attention. Did look a little stiff in ways that I was saying that, like, Plague Tale didn't look stiff. This one does look a little stiff sometimes. But just like the different like environments that you're running through and the gimmick of the going shadow form and so forth, and the combat did look kind of cool, flashy in the right ways. And I'm just hoping that you know, it just kind of all delivers in terms of level design and problem solving and you know, each room being a puzzle that you have to break down and figure out your way around and not get caught and all that stuff. So, like, as far as stealth games go, man, this one has my attention big time, and I'm a big stealth time player. And then I just really, honestly, like, I really like all the colors and how the art blends here. Yeah, this is a highly anticipated one for me.
Yeah. Seemed like it spoke to you when you were watching it.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this traversal and fucking this crazy open world stuff that's happening, I think. Oh, man. Yeah, this looks cool. Also, cool magic powers. I'm always in on that. Look at this. I just like showing that. All right, cool. Diablo 4.
Yeah, this looked good.
Had its appearance. Cool Necromancer trailer showing off the new and final class coming around the campfire. Yeah. Diablo, always a game that has escaped me. I know people love Diablo 3. I've tried it a few times, and I've always really enjoyed it. I've just never given it enough time. Yeah, I kind of want to play this. Cross-play and cross-progression on all platforms. So, yeah, I'll be playing this on PS5. And it is coming to Game Pass, though, isn't it?
Yep. I guess it depends on what you feel like playing at the time.
It's hard, man. That's hard. But yeah, I thought Diablo 4 looked great. It looks like a great like expansion on Diablo. Lots of cool stuff. Cross-play, cross-progression again. The different dungeons. They said, I think, 150 dungeons or 100 dungeons or something like that. You know, they've got plans for in-game type content. All the co-op. You know, play single player if you want. Different world events, a shared world, all of that. Yeah, this looks great. I'm into this. I've always been into the idea of Diablo. I've just never like gone deep into it, and this might be the one that brings me in.
Might do it.
I'm not going back.
No,
Why?
No.
When this one's coming, you know?
Yeah. For customization.
When is it set to be? Next year is when it's set to be.
No release date specifically.
We'll see. But yeah, I was actually quite impressed with what's going on. Speaking of quite impressed, man, Sea of Thieves is starting to look really good, isn't it, Connor?
Yeah, it is.
Season 7 coming soon. You get to be a captain of a ship now. Have your ship, customize it, name it. You know, as long as there's no profanity, you can name it. They can name it Booty McBootface. You know, Yeah, Sea of Thieves now knows exactly what it is, you know, and I think they've really expanded in a lot of really great ways, and I think that player base is probably really, really happy with where they're at right now, and there's a lot of reasons to be excited for the future of this game. Shout out to Sea of Thieves, y'all are killing it over there.
Been doing good jobs ever for a long while.
Up next, Ravenlock.
Yes.
Oh, yes, this game. Okay.
Another one that didn't really.
Yeah, this one's not speaking to me at all. Like, yeah, this one was not speaking to me either.
Alice in Wonderland type setting.
Yeah, which, like, again, artistically looks really cool.
Sure.
I'm into the art and I'm into what I'm seeing. It's just mechanically, like, you are not impressing me. And, you know, it's just, this game is for somebody. Definitely. Not for me.
Mm-hmm. I saw this and I was like, the monster design's not bad, but it's like, okay, it's a monster.
I think they actually look really very Tim Burton-y.
See, that's why I changed my mind later when we saw some other ones. And I was like, wow, those guys look pretty damn cool.
You know what? I'm not as low on this as I was
when you watch
in
it?
my memory. Like, as I watch it, like, this does look cool. Like, it does look like it has its ups and downs. Again, I really like the design and the art that everything is being shown here. The combat looks okay. And I do like what I'm seeing. It just doesn't. This one has potential to hit with me like Death's Door hit with me, where like just looking at it doesn't do it justice. You have to play it. So maybe I'll give it a shot. It depends on when it's hitting and what's coming out around it and all that.
Yeah, 2023.
But again, man, all these games coming to Xbox Game Pass. There's no reason not to give it a shot if you're subscribed. You know?
Yeah.
just they really just said, yo, you can get all of it here. Up next, something I wasn't too sure of at first, but it sold me as the more and more as the trailer went on, is Cocoon. Cocoon looks really cool. I really like how Cocoon looks with its puzzle solving and its different like environment, like moving around the environment and solving these environmental puzzles and getting through. Heralded by the lead game designer of Inside and Limbo. This is, I guess, his new thing that he's doing separate from that studio. And yeah, I'm giving this one a shot. Yeah, definitely. Like this is definitely something that is on my radar and I'm excited for. Just a slow, something chill, like, but like something's menacing is lurking underneath type thing. I'm into it.
Good.
You not so much, huh?
No, it's just not my kind of game.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I said, that was my entire take on this showcase. It was, cool looking things, just not cool looking things to me.
Yeah. And then something coming up next that I think you would actually be interested in, depending on how it's a new Team Ninja game, Wulong Fallen Dynasty.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like some Soulsborne influences going on here or something.
That's the thing. Well, it looks...
Or like Ninja Gaiden-esque.
Yeah, it's same studio.
Yeah.
So that would be nice, but we didn't see gameplay. We just saw
a lot of cool cinematics.
Yeah, and that was... which does a good job of getting me interested, because it did.
But it's delivering a tone that we've seen before, and I think could be interesting. Almost like, was this the game we thought was Neo?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it came more apparent. It was like, okay, maybe, no, it's not Neo. Yeah.
It's a wait and see for me.
Sure.
But I think this one is going to capture your attention eventually.
I think so. I'm erring on the side of that happening.
Yeah, I'm ready for some cool, like mystical sword fighting action type stuff.
Yeah.
Something that totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting this at all. Phil Spencer coming out and saying, hey man, we're partnering with Atlas. Persona 3, 4, and 5, their special editions are all coming to Xbox console. PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Xbox Game Pass. It's all there. Again, man, like, the value of Game Pass, like, is just out of this fucking world. If you're not subscribed to Game Pass, you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to go to Game Pass, man. This is great. I love Persona 3 finally getting somewhere more accessible now, other than, like, playing it on a PS3 or something, or your... I think you might be able to get it on Vita or, like, obviously the PSP or something like that. Persona 4 Golden, one of my favorite video games of all time. Persona 5 Royal, another one of my favorites, but I just love Golden so much more. Yeah, man, just those 3 games alone, man, you're getting hundreds upon hundreds of hours of content, and all 3 games are really, really good. So, fuck yeah. And their quote unquote definitive versions of each game. Yeah, man, this is great.
Right on. People play P3 again.
You're right.
People were wanting it.
Connor, when are you going to play P4?
I don't know.
You got to play some P4, buddy. Next, I guess just news we kind of already knew about this. Hideo Kojima is partnering with Xbox. Just says, hey man, with Xbox's cloud technology, I can finally do something that I've always wanted to do, this, that, and the third, something you've never seen before. All the Kojima buzzwords.
Yeah.
He's got all the buzzwords, but no title, no announcement of anything serious. Just, hey man, I'm partnering with Xbox. I'm doing this. We're probably getting Death Stranding 2 before we get this. If that Death Stranding sequel was to be believed to be happening.
Guess we'll see, because there's not much you can really say off this. It was, they knew Kojima would get attention, so they put him in here and announced their new deal.
Yeah. And then finally, the last 20 minutes of the showcase was all dedicated to Starfield. Connor, I think I'm higher on this than you seem to be.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Definitely.
Where are you with Starfield?
Well, like I said before, the features look very cool. You said during the reaction, every single criticism you had, or every single but you had, was kind of squashed right away. One of mine was, okay, well, at least be able to travel in space, because you kind of can't have this game without that. They were able to do that.
Yep.
They implemented more of the Elder Scrolls Fallout game type deals we've had in the past, where you have a bunch of different factions. You create your own character. You shape the world depending on your decisions. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which it was actually good to visualize it for once, because now we actually have gameplay. We have we see what the factions are going to be like. It did a good job in doing that. My overall issue was, is Bethesda going to be able to pull it off? Because Bethesda, one of the titans at one point, and then they didn't really deliver with Fallout 4, made it disappointing for a lot of people. Fallout 76 came out, that was a flop at the beginning of it. And a lot of people went away from it thinking, okay, Bethesda, maybe not such a surefire hit with every game they release. Which is what I can't help but think with this one, because we haven't really gotten a new wave of Bethesda games for me to be disproven on that front. So, outpost building sounds like a great thing. Exploration of 1,000.
Looks way better than Fallout 4's outpost building.
And the features that they have in this game that they've had in the past, like you said, they look better.
Shipbuilding, man. That ship looks dope.
Yeah. Customizing every single part of it. Building those outposts on it. Seems every single different planet you can do it. A different outpost on each planet.
Seems like it of some kind. Or maybe it's like, I think of like Skyrim's Build Your House DLC. I forget what, the Hearthfire or something.
Yep.
And how like limited that was, but you could put a lot into it and make it your own like home and stuff like that. I'm really hoping for something to like the return of that. The No Man's Sky clear influences caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yep.
Which makes me think that like we're really getting the amalgamation like of all Bethesda Game Studio games here, with the open world of Skyrim, with the choices of Fallout and the factions of Fallout, with the base building and the
building your own crew.
Yeah, your own crew and stuff, followers, companions, romance interests, the crazy sights and visuals and all that. Like everything you love a Bethesda game for, it's all here. We're like, in Fallout, you'd be like, okay, you get the factions in this, and Fallout, like, you get this type of gameplay. And then in Skyrim, you'd be like, okay, you get this type of open world and stuff. And this, it's just this crazy love child of both, plus more that you haven't seen Bethesda do before. I think it's, in its new engine, in its new inspirations, and the fact that Bethesda has been downtrodden for a little while, I do think they are ready to punch us in the mouth with this one and really assert themselves back on top in a way that I don't believe other big RPG studios who have been letting us down lately can. Like, I don't see BioWare reattaining my love like they had for some of those Dragon Age games and for the Mass Effect trilogy, like that they've lost in recent years. Like this was one that I was like, oh no, I'm kind of into all of this. The shooting doesn't look like phenomenal, but with a game of this size, like you're not looking for the most in-depth shooting and stuff, but like all of the RPG mechanics they showed off, all the different trees and the the plus and the pros and cons of selecting your different traits, and your background giving your latent skills and so forth. Like all of that I found really, really interesting, and I want to role play and like this is a game I see myself losing hundreds of hours to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like this is capturing my imagination in a way that I haven't felt since Skyrim. When I was 13, you know, like
That was a big moment.
which is
back
wild
then.
to think about, you know. But so yeah, I'm fucking into this. This lockpicking thing looks pretty basic as fuck though.
Which doesn't need to be anything but. I don't think
Sure,
it
it's
can
a
be too
little
complex
lot, but
sometimes.
like Skyrim and Fallout both have better lockpicking
Sure.
games or mini games than that. But you know, whatever. And just the breadth of the open world, the size of scope of the game that they're presenting here. Like I'm just constantly having to be like, okay, where are the shortfalls? Like where are you not, like you're promising all of this, and granted we're still a while from release on this game. So you know, who knows what we're gonna see, but man, I mean, like, look at that. That looks fun. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Like the jetpacking and the jumping around and the shooting, though the shooting doesn't look super tight, but it looks a lot of fun.
Dynamic movement could fix that though.
Yeah, you know? And so I'm very fascinated to see where this game goes.
Yeah, I want to get my hands on it. See if it comes out in 2023.
Absolutely.
Next 12
I'm gonna
months.
fucking lose on. Like, yeah, this is currently my most anticipated game for next year.
Bumped it all the way up.
100%. Like, fucking, I don't even need Breath of the Wild 2, motherfuckers. Like, this shit looks dope as fuck. Anyways. And then let's go ahead and finish off with some Summer Games Fest talk.
Yeah.
Let me find a video for it just to have it playing in the background. Connor, did you watch the Summer Games Fest presentation?
I did. Not live. I unfortunately was at work, but I did watch it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So in this, I won't lie. I skipped chunks of it because I was trying to go to bed. I only had a small portion of that day to actually watch it. And I kept thinking to myself, I gotta go to bed soon. When's this gonna be over? Which is not what
Fucking
you want to do.
long,
with a
man.
conference. Yeah.
2 hours. Jeff Keighley's new Summer Games Fest. And yeah, I was right there with you, man. Like, I was zoning out. I was checking my phone. I was watching, you know, scrolling through Twitter and shit. Like, okay, cool. Last of Us Remake got announced with Last of Us Part 1. Built from the ground up for PS5. It got leaked hours before the show, which is unfortunate. Callisto Protocol gave us literally the same trailer again, but then gave us some gameplay. Again, Callisto Protocol looks great and is currently my most anticipated game for the rest of this year, assuming it hits this year. But like, yeah, Protocol looked great.
Looks scary.
There were a couple of other games that look great. Street Fighter 6 continues to, you know, blow me away and make me want to play that game. And I'm not a fighting game guy. But I really want to play.
We'll be able to. God looks sick as hell.
Street Fighter 6. The fucking focus on third person, or I'm sorry, space setting horror video games was weird. There was 3 of them in this presentation. One of which has Troy Baker voicing the lead. That then they came out and talked like. This is the opposite problem with the showcase.
Yeah.
With the Xbox showcase. Pacing was atrocious in this. You're 2 hours long. You had maybe 90 minutes of content, and you just dragged on, and very few of these games looked like bangers. Nothing looked bad.
No.
But like a lot of it didn't look fun. Like there was a lot of like, okay, cool, on to the next one. And then again, we just kept continually being focused on things forever and ever and ever.
Black Adam!
This was the most boring Call of Duty mission you could have ever chosen to show. I can't believe they chose to show this level as their big showcase level.
I know there's going to be cinematic big moments, and it was just not really delivering any of those things to make me even a little bit interested.
This game here that we're showing on screen, let me scroll in my little Games Radar article to find out what it was called, because it did look cool, and I want to give credit to
What the fuck is it called?
This was called Witchfire.
Witchfire,
Yeah, Witchfire. This looks fun. Looks easy.
Yeah, I remember seeing this game a long while ago, to my knowledge.
Did you? I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was shown off at some showcase or something or whatever, but like, yeah, this looks fun. You know, again with the Doom inspirations, but like, you know,
Catholicism. There you go.
yeah, you know, I'm kind of into that, but it was just like who cares after who cares after who cares for 3 hours. I do want to give a head nod to Goat Simulator 3. That was a good trailer.
Yeah.
That was a good trailer.
I for a split second was like,
No way.
You're
fucking lying.
Nope. It
With
stole
the
that
Dead
from me.
Rising, Dead Island 2 fake out, fucking hysterical. Let me see if I can find it here in the video. Here it is. Yeah. This was a great trailer. This was funny as fuck. It was weird. It was crazy. Ballsy to do it. Goat Simulator 3, there was not a 2.
It was pretty funny.
They're just skipping 2. And I think that's hysterical. That's fantastic. Midnight Suns, you got Venom, you got Spider-Man. Okay, cool. Midnight Suns, I'm still interested in playing. Yeah, man. Give me that. Give me an XCOM, dev focused game. I understand it's different than XCOM with the card-based tactics turn-based thing. But with a Marvel skin, yeah, man, I'm interested in seeing more. Stop showing me cinematic trailers. Show me gameplay.
They never want to stop doing that.
I've seen gameplay. Stop showing me cinematic trailers that are presenting something that your game is not.
One Piece open world, probably will play that. I'll play that.
Connor, was there anything else in this showcase that was worth talking about? Hold on, let me scroll through the full list here. Cuphead looks great. Looks like more Cuphead.
The Quarry trailer, which is kind of weird because it's coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah, Quarry's out now.
It's out now, which that was kind of. I get they're selling it. But you would think that their focus for the Summer Games Fest would be games we hadn't seen yet.
Things we hadn't seen yet. Metal Hellsingers is that Doom-inspired game, but it's a rhythm game. That looks cool. You know what? Saints Row had one of its better trailers to date.
Man, that's just that style of the game just has lost me.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
you're leaving that behind?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Gotham Knights continuously looks like a disappointment. Layers of Fear, no. And then just a big Last of Us dump where, we got an update for the Last of Us TV show, which is now finished filming officially.
Yep.
We'll be seeing a trailer hopefully soon, so that we can actually get, sort of an opinion on it. They said they're working on a multiplayer spin-off game.
Big world, open world.
Something. I'm hoping, there's so little that we can draw. They just showed some concept art and stuff. I'm hoping it's almost like the Division's, Dark Zones. Remember the Dark Zones where you're running out, you're doing the
loot gathering,
and so forth. You're trying to get out and stuff like that. I kind of hope it's kind of like that. Yeah. I don't know though. Or maybe it's a battle royale or something, and you need to perform well and bring back supplies to your base or something. And I don't know.
It interested me. I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, this could have a really cool multiplayer experience we hadn't seen before. Yeah. If what they're promising does come true.
Yeah.
I was actually excited about that.
Yeah, but you're just not showing me anything, so I don't care. And then Last of Us Part 1, I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
So the first one is starting to really show its age. I've started playing it for our little video game book club that we got going on, which, by the way, we've got 2 more weeks until that happens, right? Yep, 1, 2. Wait, where are we? We're here. Okay, so we got 2 more weeks, 3 weeks. We got 3 weeks, essentially. I started replaying The Last of Us just this week. Didn't get very far, but I just started. And, we'll save opinions for that episode when it comes eventually. But, yeah, man, cool that this is happening. I'm excited that it's happening. I'm excited that, we get that first game with a fresh coat of paint and hopefully, some updated game mechanics, and it'll feel better to move through that world and craft and shoot and all that stuff. I'm curious. Just show me more. This was my bit with The Last of Us, huge Last of Us dump, is you didn't show me enough.
There's a lot of talking.
There's a lot of talking. And I think $70 for Last of Us Part 1 is... I mean, it depends how much you're changing, man. I understand, it took a lot of work to rebuild that game, but, you could have packaged it in with a PS5 update of Part 2 also,
Yeah, out the gate, the $70 price tag is, intrinsically bullshit.
If you're going to do that, fine. They're going to do that because it's Sony. They're going to do that. But, give me a $100 option with both games. Or something. Not just the first game with no multiplayer, and it just looks way better and probably plays better.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hubbub on Twitter. People like, it doesn't look that much better. I'm like, no, it does look that much better. Like, you know.
It looks better, but honestly not substantially enough for maybe even me to buy this. It's all relying on the gameplay. Like, if it's like, oh, it's very much the same Last of Us Part 1 gameplay,
I think when you load up Last of Us Remastered, you're going to feel differently, because there are moments to me that feel like it looks like a Telltale game sometimes. And yeah, like if you compare cutscene to cutscene, it's not that much crazier, but you have to remember that first game used pre-rendered cutscene, and the second game does too. But its first game is pre-rendered. Like, those cutscenes look way better than 90% of the game, which is gameplay. You know, like those cutscenes do look really good and they do hold up. But as soon as you get into gameplay and it's in engine, it looks like a Telltale game. Like, it still looks good, but it's aging. It looks like a cartoon now. So like if we are just updating all of that to be on the same level, and it's an upgrade from what we have, and it's on the level of part 2 visually, yeah, I'm into all that. If, you know, clickers work the way they worked in the second game, if, you know, all of those mechanics make their way over and stuff, and yeah, man, if it's just Last of Us Part 2 gameplay, but Part 1, like, that's a banger of a fucking video game right there. But I can't deny, like, the game's less than 10 years old. It's easily accessible on every platform. Like, you can play it, like, pretty easily. And the fact it doesn't have multiplayer, like, this is like what I expected, but it's still a little disappointing because that package could have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not even getting the full original game at that point, even if the multiplayer is only a small part of it.
Which, like, the multiplayer was never the biggest part of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
But, like, it had a core following, and we were a part of that.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that multiplayer was really dope, and I would really, really like this reimagined multiplayer spin-off game. It's just, I feel like this could have been a full package type deal that, yeah, sure, fuck it. Charge me $100, but give me part 1, part 2, and this multiplayer, you know?
Right.
I'm also disappointed that it doesn't seem like the Left Behind DLC is just going to be, again, just put in the menu. Like, just, okay, play the main game or play Left Behind. Like, put it in the game. Like, have them woven together, integrated, so then at least the package feels different. Like, have fun with it in a way that, you know, you couldn't with the first game.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to... I know when that happens in the store, like, when that flashback happens within the confines of the story, I know when it happens.
Yeah.
So I'll have to just go out and back out of the game I'm in and then go into it from there.
Yeah.
You know?
And my thing is like, having to do that.
That was the other thing.
This didn't look good.
Oh, it looked great. Looked great. What are you talking about?
No, this did not look good. Warhammer 40K Dark Tide for audio listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it kills the pacing when you have to do that. Like, of the moment to moment, because you're sitting, you're like, fuck, man, is Joel alive? Is things happening? What's going on? And then there's the moment with the bunny, which feeds into Nolan North's character, whose name slips my mind right now. Like, all of that flows so well, and that's a testament to the great pacing that the first game has, which arguably the second game lacks.
Wait a second, that was Nolan North, the cannibal guy?
You didn't know this?
No, I had no clue.
No, you knew this.
I had no clue.
No, you knew that. You could not know this.
That was before I knew really that name.
Yeah, that's Nolan North.
Yeah.
Is great, isn't it? Anyways, but like, there's no reason we couldn't figure out a way to integrate those two things. Like, if you're already rebuilding the whole game, like, take the next steps. Like, you're already rebuilding that DLC too, so like, just figure out a way to weave them together. You can't tell me the actors don't want to come back and redo those things. You can't tell me that. Like, that's bullshit. Like, I know they want to come back. Like, of course they want to. They love these characters. They love these stories and stuff.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
But like,
would
again,
have been the better
like,
choice.
It's one of the best games ever made. It's gonna look better. It's gonna play better. I assume it's gonna play better.
You would think.
I'd be shocked if it didn't. You know, it's hard to see this as anything but the definitive version, but it could have been so much more. You know. So yeah, I'm personally very excited. Is this something we need? No, but we're getting it, and that's cool too. You know, if I could wave a magic wand and get a remake of all the old games that I want remakes of, I would. This wouldn't even be in the first 10 games I would want remade. But this is what we're getting. And you know what? I'm going to be happy with that. Connor, anything else you want to say about Summer Games Fest?
Not really. This was a lot less detail heavy.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Like, it was so boring. There was so few Last of Us being your big thing is not enough. Like, that is not your big thing. Like
the remake of Last of Us.
Yeah. Like, you needed more. And yeah, honestly, after Callisto Protocol, I turned my brain off, and the next hour and a half went by, and it ended, and I went, okay, I don't want to play anything. Like, I want to play Callisto Protocol, but I already knew I wanted to play Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
I want to play Street Fighter 6. I already knew I wanted to play Street Fighter 6. We're on the opposite end. We saw the Xbox Bethesda game showcase, and there were like 7-8 games that I know I'm going to play.
Yeah.
You know?
More variety.
Of multiple different genres. I got the big action RPGs. I got the strategy games. I've got the stealth games. I've got, the narrative-based games. I've got a Metroidvania in there. Like, I've got a variety of games I'm going to play. You know what I'm going to play from Summer Games Fest? A game I've already played before. A game that is just Dead Space, but again. And Street Fighter. But 2 out of 3 of those, I already knew I was going to play again.
Yeah, it kind of just rehashed what we've already been told. So
yeah,
not what I would call a success.
Yeah, very disappointing. I was really hoping this was going to be the year with E3 falling to the wayside again, and them saying that they're coming back next year with a physical event. I'm like, okay, we'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. E3. This was Keely's chance to really step out and really establish Summer Games Fest as the new big event this season, and I don't think he did. And when I take a step back and look at all, like, this one is like, let me pause, because I'd felt, Keely has been evolving, and he does listen to viewers and stuff, and he is getting incrementally better as he keeps these showcases and shows going with the Game Awards and Open Night Live and Summer Games Fest. Like, they are getting better and better. This was the first time where I felt like we took a step backwards. And it's mostly because we didn't have the content, but because we didn't have the content, you felt the need to really sit on every game and have interviews with devs, which I do want, but do it in a post show. You know?
It's not for the show. People want to go into a showcase and see what you have to offer.
Yeah. And even the way you were presenting some of these games did look kind of cool, but the way you presented them was not a cool way of presenting them. So it left me going, I don't want to play any of them. Like, I don't even remember what was shown. I didn't even remember Gotham Knights was shown here. Like, huh?
Yeah. Kind of whoop.
Literally. And so, like, I really felt that this was a disappointment in a lot of different ways. Also, Keely, stop it with the Hollywood shit. Nobody cares that The Rock is at the showcase. Nobody cares that Christopher Nolan is giving away best narrative, whatever bullshit, best direction bullshit at the Game Awards. Nobody cares. Stop doing it. It's pandering to a crowd that doesn't care about video games. It feels like pandering to us. It feels like some sellout shit. We don't like it. Stop doing it. When The Rock shows up and he's just on his phone reading something off screen, and it's clear he doesn't know what he's doing or why he's doing it, like, yo, what are we doing at that point?
Rock energy drink or whatever it was he
Black
promoted.
Adam, keep on gaming. Like, why was he there? He added nothing to the show.
Because he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't care. I came here for fucking video games, and you showed me a Black Adam trailer, which was already on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it either. Yeah, I was very, very, very disappointed in this. I'll say this, it felt less like an advertisement than last year's Game Awards felt. Like, where there was like 30 minutes of ads in the Game Awards, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen again, but like, that felt better this time around. But like, man, Keely is just not getting this balance right, man. But I do appreciate how much space he's giving to smaller dev teams. Like, he's doing a lot of good for this industry, but it's just a matter of like, you're not packaging it the right way.
Right.
And it's shocking how, like, we're this deep in and you haven't figured it out yet. Like, when so many other people have.
We'll see if they improve next year and if E3 overtakes as king again. We'll find out.
E3's not coming back.
It's coming back.
I'm putting it. You want to make a pizza bet on it? I'll bet you a pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Buy you a fucking pizza. E3's not coming back next year.
I'll buy a pizza saying it will. But I won't buy a pizza because it is coming back.
It's not coming back. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for your Two Penny Gamescast for this week. Remember, you can catch us youtube.com/2pennygamescast or mainstream podcast services of your choice. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You can catch our live reactions to the Xbox Showcase live now on the YouTube channel. You can catch the After the Hype review for Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoon is going live this Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/2pennygamescast. Make sure you're playing The Last of Us Remastered. Or the original Last of Us, whichever you prefer. I don't know why you wouldn't play the remastered version, though. For the first episode in July, where we are going to have a full breakdown and review of that game, just for kind of shits and giggles, in our new video game book club segment. But until next time, have a great time. And Connor, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.